Hey everyone, welcome back to Typevolution. So this video is about Enneagram 3. And before I go into introducing Tori from Personality Story and talking with her about the types, let me just give you a short overview of Enneagram 3. So one of the key elements of 3 is the obsession with a successful image. And I really like the story of Narcissus. You probably know that. If you don't, Narcissus, it's, I think, based on Greek mythology. And he was a young man, and at some point, he looked into a lake and he fell in love with his reflection. And he was obsessed with it. So, not too long after that, I mean, he was sitting there for a long time. And I think this is a very key element, as I said, of 3, that they are becoming obsessed with the successful image. So in the case of Narcissus, he was a good-looking man, so he was especially obsessed with the superficial appearance of himself. And he put all his sense of self-worth on how he looked like, right? So this is one aspect. It can be like this for 3, but not always. It can be appearance. It can be for some other types, like for ESFP 3s, it often goes a lot into the successful image and the successful appearance as well, like trying to fit into the successful beauty standards or any markers of success. Like they are often very much into brands and displaying how they are successful. With ENFP 3s or like intuitive 3s, it tends to be less about literally their appearance or brands or anything like that. And it tends to go more into their intellect and appearing somehow superior in that way. So yeah, with 3, the focus is a lot on success and successful image. So whatever their society deems to be successful, they will try to emulate. And they can fall in love with that image. And the problem with that is, especially if that image is too far away from who they truly are, it can be deceitful, right? So this is where it goes into the vice of 3. That's what the deceit really is. The deceit, where the 3 attempts to create this image of a successful person or an admirable person, or a person who's valued for how they come across to others. If they are too unhealthy, or if that image is too far away from who they really are, they will fake it till you make it. And that can be very deceitful and problematic for obvious reasons. So that's the case for 3. In the Narcissus story, you don't have a happy ending, but for the happy ending for 3, it is when actually their outside image and the inside match, when their aspirations and the reality match. And not only that, but also they don't just match each other, but they also fulfill something deeper. So that was the problem with Narcissus. He was just looking at the lake, right? And it was very surface level based, right? That literally the top of the lake, the reflection, it was a mirage, it was a mirror, it wasn't anything deeper. But when the 3 goes deeper, and this kind of depends on their second function. By the way, I would say 3s are usually extroverts. I mean, I would probably say all 3s are extroverts, to be honest, because of their assertive nature, their it nature. They're an assertive type in the Enneagram. So they have to go more into their introverted self, aka their introverted function. So that can be for ESFP, ENFP, that's going to be their introverted feeling. For ECJ or ENTJ, it's going to be their introverted sensing or the introverted intuition. But they basically have to go into their introverted self, dive into that lake, and really look at, okay, what are the things that are actually meaningful for me? What with FI, it goes more, okay, what are my values? What do I actually care about? And for the NI, it's more about, okay, what is actually meaningful in the long run and the future? With SI, it also goes more into, okay, what is actually going to be good for my physical well-being, for my physical health? So this is really where 3 will thrive.
In my experience with Enneagram 3 types, I definitely agree that they have issues kind of focusing on the success, and as well as how society views success. So in different societies, that can show up in different ways. And what I noticed in my own society is that because there's a lot of people going into a certain industry, they tend to go with the other people. So it's like maybe they see a lot of people maybe getting rich because of this job or whatever, then they tend to go into a similar path. And right now, for some reason in my country, it's like selling houses is like on the rise. And I don't know if all of them are like Enneagram 3, but I do see a lot of these tendencies to sort of show off how much you make, like salary wise online, and really project this image of like I'm earning a lot of money and I'm really successful, which isn't an issue in itself, but I think it can be an issue when there is like too much of focus on the image and identify with the mainstream idea of success too much. And that can also be an issue when they have to like sacrifice a lot of their free time and they don't really have a very balanced life. And sometimes they can even sort of fake results to live up to the image, and that can be really harmful because people end up feeling like they are lying about what actually was going on. And I do know of situations where people were not as rich as they claimed on
Oh,
social media, and so that was quite bad for both them and whoever was involved, because they felt inadequate, that they were not able to measure up to whatever targets that was set up for them or by them, having to keep up with this image. And then when they are unable to do it, they can turn to like unhealthy ways, like scamming, or
yeah,
not
exactly.
necessarily
Yeah.
scamming, but like, just like using whichever ways they can find to get back to what they want to achieve. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually think a lot of scammers are probably unhealthy threes. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I also know of stories where um certain people scam like rich guys, like especially like I don't know, like rich women. They present this facade, oh, I'm looking like this kind of woman, and then turns out not at all. And yeah, that's really dangerous. Yeah, for other people mostly, but yeah.
Yeah, I think they just have to sort of also balance like the internal with the external thing. So
Yeah.
because three is more focused on the external, I think.
Hmm.
But at the same time, obviously, like when they actually use it for what they care about and they can find a good balance, and it's a very three is very easily motivated and self-disciplined usually. I mean, in a healthy situation. So
Yeah.
that's like something that goes is quite an advantage. Like it can be an advantage too. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think you already covered it. Yeah, also the overworking aspect, being workaholics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also the social media that you mentioned. To be honest, I used to be very hesitant to go on Instagram because I had the impression that it's full of unhealthy threes who are like presenting this like this perfect image, like they're like super cool and whatever. And yeah, well, have you also you noticed that, right? You said you knew someone on social media who was doing that.
So three is more of, from what I've seen, is more of like career wise. It's like having a promotion or an increase in salary, like those types of achievements driven metrics. Definitely for threes, there's a lot of emphasis on wealth. I feel like at least in my society, that's the main, like they are showing off their houses or cars
Yeah,
and
yeah,
things
true.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it goes more into the self-preservation probably. I see with the sexual instinct 3, they often wanna look like what their society deems the most attractive. So they often
Right. Yeah.
they often get plastic surgery or really emphasize how they look. And
Oh,
with
that too.
social
Okay.
3, I see they're kind of in between. They just focus more on mm, certain social groups or certain social causes, or just they are more focused on prestige. So they if a certain job title gives them the prestige, then they will also showcase that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that's actually enough for these types. Yeah, we also have another video on the personality story channel, so check it out. And yeah, wish you a good day. Bye.
Okay. Bye.